Let's hear from Steve Kerr now as his team is moving on to the second round.
First of all, I want to congratulate Houston. What a series that was. They had a great season. A lot of good things ahead for that team. Ime did an amazing job. And really the whole rebuild over the last couple of years has been so impressive. And we were lucky to get out of this series. But much respect to the Rockets and their staff and their organization. They have a great team and they had a great season. Couldn't be more proud of our guys. That was an incredibly impressive display of resolve, discipline. The defense was fantastic. The ball security, kind of game plan discipline followed to a T, and then multiple guys stepping up. Buddy Hield, I don't know what to say. I mean, that was really incredible watching him light it up in that first half especially, and then down the stretch as well. But I can't say enough about our guys and what they were able to do in this series and to pull this thing out on the road in Game 7. Pretty impressive.
Steve, they cut a 15-point lead down to like 3. Jimmy gets that corner 3 out of a double team, and then he finds Draymond twice. And then it looks like maybe in the huddle between the third and fourth, you guys make an adjustment to get Steph attacking the rim a little bit, and you got him free. What did you guys do there?
Well, it's always matchup based, and so if you can find an advantage with the personnel they have on the floor, then you try to get Steph in pick and roll with a particular player or two, and I think it just kind of played out that way. The way the game was going, they've done a great job of taking away the Steph Draymond pick and roll all series by putting Fred VanVleet on Draymond and putting their center on one of our wings, and so that was really a great strategic move for them. And I think in the fourth quarter, because of the matchups, we were able to get Draymond back in the pick and roll with Steph a couple of times. I thought Steph was brilliant tonight. I know he got off to a slow start shooting the ball, but the whole key to the game was taking care of the ball, and he managed the game beautifully. And it's just a matter of time before his shot goes in. But the reason we had the 11-point lead at half or whatever it was, 12, was because of the way Steph took care of the ball, got us into our offense, and settled the game down.
Steve, you've been through so much with Steph and Draymond. This was their 6th Game 7 together. What can you say about the tone that Draymond set on Şengün and obviously the way that Steph was able to close it out?
Draymond set the tone last night at the team meeting. Basically, he owned up to losing his poise in Game 6, and I agreed with him. I thought the flagrant foul 4 minutes into the game was a tone setter, and he knew it. And so he talked to the group last night and said, "I got to be poised, and I have to be better, and we're going to come in here tomorrow and get it done." And I think his emotional stability tonight, just his poise from the start, I thought it set a great tone.
Steve, you said last night that you were considering all options for the lineup. How close? I mean, Buddy didn't play that great the last 2 games. How close were you to not starting him? And what about tonight's game? Did he get more space than he's gotten? Or
I never wavered on starting Buddy. The lineup that we started tonight has been by far our best 5-man unit in this series, and so I knew I was going to stay with Buddy. And I like the way that group looks. We knew they were going to play a lot of zone. We finally got better spacing against the zone, and we were able to get some good looks. And of course, Buddy, getting hot changed the whole game in the first half.
Steve, is this the kind of team that does an unusual amount of introspection between games, especially going into a tough game like this, and more talking among themselves? Is this a kind of...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as I said, Draymond really, he's our leader, and when he's right, like he was tonight, he's an incredible player, to watch. The defense just kind of owning the court on that side of things, and then just being patient and not turning it over and being in the right spots offensively. So I think the guys understood after Game 6. We were scattered. We were out of sorts. I didn't do a good job getting them ready. I think we let our guard down, frankly, in Game 6. And so tonight was as good as it gets in terms of focus and the players executing the game plan and just showing resolve for 48 minutes.
You mentioned a few times that this was like a difficult series for Draymond offensively because of what they're doing. How much is that mental for him too? When your strategy at that point has to be him to kind of get away from the action, how much do you think that is tough for him to just kind of be out of the fray?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Ime did a great job and his staff of, trying to take Draymond out of things. With matchups, with the way they were playing, with zone, and he was definitely flustered, quite a bit throughout the series. And I just thought, today, that shoot around last night at the meeting, you could see Draymond, you could see a change in his approach. Basically admitting, like, I've lost my poise and it's cost us, and I will be there to do my job tonight. And I thought he was incredible.
Steve, you were able to hold the Rockets to just 18 three-point attempts, and Fred VanVleet only got, I think, 6 shot attempts from distance. Was there any sort of adjustment when it came to making sure the Rockets didn't go off on three? Or?
Well, the biggest thing we did was we battled for every 50-50 ball. It seemed like they got all of them that last game, and there were so many kick-out threes after loose balls, long rebounds. And even though they got 14 offensive boards tonight, we were in the fight every single loose ball, long rebound. And then after they got the rebound, we were sprinting out to three-point shooters, which we didn't do in Game 6. So I thought that was a crucial part of the game today.
Byproduct of playing in a Game 7 and having your season on the line.
No question. The Game 7 on the road, if you don't bring it, you're going home, and our guys brought it.
Just how would you, big picture, contextualize this series for Steph, what he navigated, the arc of the series, and then the way he was able to finish?
The main thing is I'm blown away by Steph's competitive fight. At 37, been doing this forever, got 4 rings, gold medal, everything he could possibly want in his life, he's got. He has nothing to prove, and yet he's going to come in and try to prove something every single night. It's amazing. Draymond too, Jimmy too, and that's the common theme, the common denominator with all these guys. It's their competitive force, that how much they love to play and compete and win, and the process of going through it and putting themselves on the line. The fact that these guys continue to put themselves on the line year after year after year, it just blows me away. The competitive spirit and energy and love for the game. It's beautiful to watch.
You talk about that competitive spirit with them. What about a guy like Buddy, who's known more for his sort of personality in the locker room and keeping things light and all the joking, but obviously to produce the way he did in this setting, there has to be some of that in him too.
I thought his defense was tremendous tonight too. One of the keys to the game was Fred VanVleet only got 2 free throws. Fred has just destroyed us the last 3 games. He's had an amazing series. He completely flipped things with his play. Last game we fouled him several times, on his mid-range stuff, pull-ups. And I thought Buddy did a great job on him and on Green. So this was not just a lights-out shooting performance from Buddy. It was also a 2-way performance. I thought his defense was fantastic.
Also, how he balances that personality in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason everybody loves Buddy. He's just fun-loving. He's hilarious. He can laugh at himself. But he loves to play basketball, and he loves to work at the game. And, he's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. And he's had a really successful career, but this is really his first real playoff run. And I think he is relishing it, and the guys, they see how much he loves it and how much he wants to contribute, and what a night for him.
Steve, looking ahead to the second round, what are your thoughts on just matchup with Minnesota and especially Anthony Edwards?
I'm not talking about Minnesota right now. We'll talk about them tomorrow. So we're just gonna enjoy the win tonight and spend the night, and we'll get ready for Minnesota tomorrow. But we're excited. We're thrilled. I mean, when I think back to the trade deadline where we were as a team, I'm so proud of these guys for what they've accomplished to put us in a position, as Steph says, to play meaningful basketball and to give ourselves a chance. And this is all you want every year. It's, do you have a chance? And we've got a chance with this group, and they're an amazing group of men to coach and to be with and to collaborate with, and couldn't be more proud.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.